Welcome to our Reading Stats live stream for 2024. Hopefully somebody will join us.
It says one person right now, but that's me on my phone to make sure that it's working.
So yay, welcome Tori to our live stream. So we thought we would talk while we wait to see if anybody wants to join us. We would talk about what we're reading right now. What are you reading right now?
Right now, I am reading A Little Life by Hanya Yanet. How do you say it?
I don't know how to say
Ellen
it.
is here.
Yay, Ellen. Thanks for joining us. It's you, me, and Tori. Woohoo!
Right now, I'm reading A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara.
Ellen knows how to say things really, really well, so she can probably say it for you, but we can't hear her. So it might not help much.
Have you seen this cover? It's a really popular book, apparently, and I hadn't heard of it, but then I added it to my TBR when I saw a picture of Conan Gray reading it.
Ooh, nice. Does he read much? Is he a very good reader?
I don't know, but I saw he was reading this, so then I was like, okay, I'll read it.
Well, I'm reading that one Frederick Bachman book that I never remember the title of.
Us Against You.
You. Us Against You.
What? Why is that hard?
Because I always think it's us against them. That makes more sense to me. Because us and them. Me and you. Get it?
Us
against
you.
Them.
Us
against you. Oh, look, Hunter's here.
Hello, Hunter.
I'm going to put this here. Yay, Hunter. Let's see. Us Against You, I'm reading right now by Frederick Bachman.
It makes it more personalized, or like us against them is like you're outside of it, but us against you is like you. You know what I mean?
I understand. Anyway, I'm having to struggle with it because for some reason I feel like nothing is happening, and I am well over 100 pages in, and it's just all.
But it's so good.
But it's just all talking about like the angst of everybody in the town, which I guess is what it's about. I don't know. So I'm just like, okay, I understand. We have an issue here. So now what happens next? Anyway, I'm determined to read it. So that's what I'm working on right now. But I just finished These Infinite Threads, which is the second book in this Will and Kingdom series. And I really, really, really love it. So good. It's a YA romantasy.
Is that Sob?
It's Tahira Mafi. Yes, not Sabak Tahir. Me too, sometimes. But so that's what we're reading. Anyway, we're going to today talk about what we read in 2024, and we did this last year, and it was quite fun and I don't know, entertaining, at least to ourselves. Some other people who watched it thought it was okay, I guess. So we thought we would try it again. Hopefully some more people will join us. So we're trying not to bang the table. It's real hard. So if you wiggle around, that's just because I messed up and banged the table. So let's see. Our first one is just general number totals. And maybe we'll share our Storygraph pages also. So we're to start with that. That's a lot, actually.
How many books did you read this year?
I read 62 books. How many did you read?
145.
So crazy. And in a minute, we'll hear how many you read and how many you listened to, which is two different verbs.
Yeah.
There can be a huge whole debate about that. But still, you consumed a book, so.
I consumed
145. Yes. 2 of my books didn't show up on Storygraph because they were beta reads, but I counted them anyway because it was reading a book. I figured out how to make that work on Goodreads, but I haven't figured out how to make it work on Storygraph. So That's a lot for Tori anyway. 60 is pretty good though. I know it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that number. So should we go? Should we try to do the screen share and look at Storygraph first, or?
Well, how many did y'all read?
I know how many Ellen read because I just watched her thing, but she can tell us in the. She can tell us in the.
I didn't watch it. Sorry, Ellen. But anyone who's here that knows how many books you read in 2024,
pop it onto
Tell
the
us.
comments.
51. Pretty good.
Yep. She was just getting back into reading last year, if I understand right.
Mm.
Right? And that's when she started her booktube channel and like just started going off for the reading again. So, and Hunter says maybe 10. We got to bump that number up for you, Hunter.
But how many books have you started is the question.
And not finished or started and are still reading. Three to
Three and a
five.
half.
Oh, 3.5 books in 2009. That's quite the difference.
Big jump, yeah.
Repeat of 10. But 10 is better than most people, actually. He says he started as many as I've read. That's a lot.
I was gonna say that like a couple of years ago, like 2019 or something, I read like one book.
So you did the same thing that like Ellen did and said, okay, I'm gonna read more. Or was it because of your job?
Probably because of the job and audiobooks. But yeah, I definitely had a few years of
no reading.
Basically.
Do you think you would ever go back to that?
I don't.
Like if you didn't have your job where you could listen to audiobooks all day?
I mean, I would definitely still be reading physically, at least, in audiobooks while crocheting.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's see. What other number do we want to talk about with this general one? Pages?
Well, wait. Is physical versus audio?
That's a little bit later.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that a little bit later. How many pages? You have hours and pages.
Okay. Another comment.
Yes, Tori does win,
but
it's not a contest.
If we're talking physical, then I did not. I feel like we need physical and audiobooks now because I have total pages and total hours.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. How many physical, how many audio?
145 total, right? But only 16 of those were physical books.
That's a lot of audiobooks.
And so 129 audiobooks.
Wow.
And 16 physical. So
did you read any ebooks?
You know, I started an ebook, but then it got returned before I could finish it, and now I'm back on the wait list.
Interesting.
So,
because I did ebooks. A lot of ebooks.
Anyway, so you know, how many of yours were physical?
So I did 31 physical books, I think. If this calculation is correct. That doesn't sound quite right. 31 physical books, 17 ebooks, and then about 7 audiobooks, which is a lot more than I used to do.
Oh, you have physical from the library.
Yes. Oh, so those are 2 different numbers, right? That's why I'm getting confused on my list here. Physical from the library is 6. So 37 physical books. 2 borrowed. 39 physical books. So does 39 plus 17 plus 7 equal 60? too?
I don't know. I don't want to do that now.
We're not going to do math. This is not what this is about. We're talking about numbers, but we're not going to do any math.
I already did the math. Anyway,
So
so if you compare
pages-
like physical meat, I mean, it depends on, you know, if you're a physical reader or an audiobook person and how you consider those. Never mind. I don't know.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. Okay.
Okay,
So pages versus hours.
well, okay.
No.
Well, remember to ask the people watching
What am I supposed to ask?
Physical-
Oh,
how many physical books.
how many
versus
physical
audiobooks
books versus audiobooks did
y'all
you guys
read?
do? 50-50. 50-50 is what about what you
No, 50
50 on
all books are books.
about 50-50.
Okay. So,
All books
this
are books,
is
yes.
live.
We can't chop out your uhs or my ums or my stutters. Anyone else want to chime in on audio versus print
Or ebook.
or ebook?
Yeah, we listened to that on a road trip. The Art Thief.
It's The Art Thief, for anyone who wants to know what he's really talking about. The Art Thief. Yes. Oh, Jenny, you're here.
Jenny.
Yay. The Art Thief by Michael Finkel. Hunter is
it's now a
morphing that title a little bit. It's now an inside joke.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. While we're waiting for them to some more answers, then
Okay, so physical pages read.
I have 20,360.
I have 5,872.
So I win.
Yes.
Just kidding. Okay. And how many hours? I didn't count my
Okay,
hours.
so hours of audiobooks for my 129 audiobooks is 1,246, which is like basically 52 whole days.
24-hour days.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But I do listen at like 2 times speed most of the time. So then it would be like 25 whole days of the speed that I listen to it. But like the length of the audiobooks, all that I listen to is basically 52 days worth.
Jenny, you don't have a spreadsheet, huh? Or a Goodreads or a Storygraph? No?
Not a Goodreads.
Jenny has a Goodreads. But sometimes it's hard to tell on Goodreads what actually happened. But, I also wanted to point out that out of my 62 books I read, 3 books this year were rereads.
I
Which-
had 1 reread.
which I think last year, that's a little more than I did last year. And this year I'm kind of in the mood. So I plan on doing some more rereading this year. And I actually think I want to do a video talking about rereading because, I don't know, I just feel like we can have a little discussion about that. But no one told you to bring your own stats. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't make it clear enough wherever I said it. Yes, but you have your stats somewhere, Ellen. I know you do. You have like I know you have like a book worth of stats somewhere. Or maybe it's all on the computer. Hey, Robin's joining us. Yay, Robin! 3.5 ebooks in just the last week. Nice. Novellas count, actually. So I would count them for sure. Yeah. Okay. Next question. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, let's just show Storygraph real quick. We are going to try and do a
Screen share.
screen share. So bear with us while we figure that out. And I'm going to show mine right here.
Uh-huh.
Does it work? So this is my 2024. So people who don't use Storygraph, you can see how cool it looks. This shows the moods I read. My biggest mood is emotional, surprise, surprise. And also, is this reflective? Reflective. And also lighthearted. And also funny.
It's very different from mine.
And adventurous. And hopeful. Adventurous, funny, hopeful, lighthearted, emotional, and reflective. Yes. Do we flip to yours while we're, or do we want to do all mine or then flip to yours?
Do all yours.
Okay. And then this pace one, I'm not sure how it figures this out, if it's what other people put in, because I don't usually declare the pace of my books. So, but most of mine are medium pace, whatever that means. And just, and here's the page numbers. Most of my book, half of my books were between 300 and 500 pages, which is pretty good books. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've got 12%, seven of them over 500 pages. Then we've got fiction, nonfiction, which almost a quarter of my reading was nonfiction this year, which is huge.
All those memoirs?
Yes. Well, I also did several self-help books also. And then it shows the genre categories, which contemporary and adult romance. Surprise, surprise. And then everything gets a little smaller from there. But literary fiction and fantasy. The graphic novel is up high because of reading the Heartstopper series this year. Then we have the graph that shows audio, digital, and print.
Did you keep track of that?
I tried to.
I don't keep track of that.
I tried to go in and declare and pick the edition that was digital or audio, because it defaults to print, right?
I should do that.
So it can show. So if this is correct, this says 8. So and I said I had 7. So it's a little bit different from what it's close, but a little bit different from what I calculated myself. Yeah. And then we'll talk about authors a little bit later, but this shows you what authors I read most of. And Alice Oseman is up there high because of Heartstopper. And then I read 2 V.E. Schwab's and 2 Emily Henry's, and only 1 Teresa Richards. I have no idea why Teresa Richards is on my back. That one's weird. And then this one shows pages read versus books read every month. So you can see what my high months and my low months are. February's real good, and that's funny because it's a short month. Weird, huh? September's okay. Anyway, and then the ratings. So you can see that most of my books, 19 books are 4 stars. And I have 12 books that are 5 stars, which we will talk about a little bit later too. And Storygraph's nice because you can do half stars. That's the end of that. What have anybody been talking about stuff while I've been on?
Nope.
Oh, Ellen says she's posted her video, so it's not in her head anymore. Anybody wants a really amazing video about reading stats, you've got to go watch Ellen's video. It's amazing. Like I said, yes. Okay, Tori's.
No, you gotta. Yeah. We have to.
What do I have to do?
You have to change it over here.
Oh. I thought we could just flip to the other one.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
You want me to scroll and you talk?
Sure.
Okay, here's Tori's Storygraph stats.
My moods are very different. Dark, mysterious, emotional, tense.
That reflected on there a little bit too.
Yeah, but that's when it starts getting smaller.
Yeah, the dark one. I have no darks.
Yeah, no darks.
That's funny. Okay. Pacing. Do you plug in pacing when you add your book, or do you just?
No,
is this what other people are putting
It's
in?
just what other people say about it. Mostly medium again. I feel like that's normal.
Yeah.
And also mostly 300 to 500 pages. How far over the 500? Oh, 8.
8
books over 500.
Uh-huh. Not bad. You had...
Robin asked a question.
Oh, can confirm what? Hunter, what are you confirming?
The dark,
The dark.
maybe?
Robin asks, how do you decide what the moods are? Is it a menu you're picking from? Yes.
Well, it's just on this website, Storygraph. Other people have tagged the book as those moods.
But also,
And
so there's a drop-down menu, and you can click on the boxes which one you think they are.
Yeah, but then that still just goes into like the pool of
Right.
the average of what.
And I'm sure you
everyone
can
says
add
that is.
something to it if you wanted to. But that's what I do. I just click the drop-down menu, and I just click, 2 or 3 of them that I feel like that book is. Okay.
I'm very dark and mysterious. All right. Okay.
And then, did you talk about fiction, nonfiction?
Nonfiction, 11% nonfiction.
That's still at 16 nonfiction
16 books.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Ow. Genres. Thriller is the top one on Storygraph. Contemporary. I feel like these, like this graph on Storygraph isn't really like correctly representative because like everything is contemporary. Thrillers are contemporary and horror is contemporary. So it's not like books that are only contemporary with no other.
They all mesh in together somewhat,
yeah, right? So I separated them more, that we'll talk about later.
Okay. But your top ones are thriller, contemporary, literary, horror, mystery, fantasy, young adult, romance.
Kind of.
Little those all your big long lines though. Okay. Now you just said you didn't keep track of this.
Yeah, so that's
bad.
Don't look at that.
And we'll talk about authors a little bit later. Do you want to say anything about them now?
I would say my most read authors were Frederick Buckman and Josh Malerman. I read 4 of each.
You did a bunch of repeat authors today. This year. Awesome.
More than the year before, but
yeah. And then this was what her graph looks like for the months. You can see her highest month would have been October.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. And you just kind of climbed up there. And the average star rating, you mostly put them in 4s?
Yep.
These ones are all real little.
Mostly 4 stars. I had 70. How many? Like 74. 74 4 stars.
And 18 5 stars. We're going to talk about those in a little bit too. So, all right. So that's our Storygraph. If you guys
Stop sharing.
Stop sharing.
Woohoo.
Get rid of that too. Okay. So let's move on to the next category. Should we? Well, let's see. Ellen says, so I tried to make sure my Storygraph is pretty good. It bugs me to add stuff to it, but then not make it all correct. So that's why I did try to make my books be either audio or digital, but I probably messed up a few times and forgot. And moods are dark, emotional, mysterious. So you would get along well with Tori's reading here. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to move to authors now. Let's talk about authors for a minute. So I read 22 male authors, 40 women authors.
I read 58 male authors and 87 female authors, including one that was a female-female duo.
Interesting. I don't know if I had any duos or not. I must not have. Otherwise, I would have probably tried to.
Did you calculate your total, how many different authors you read? Because I had the repeats, but
Well, so I only had repeats on 1, 2, 3. So that means that the rest of them would have been all of the rest of this 50-something new, right? No. So we would have to do some math. Dang it.
There's more math involved than that.
We would have to do
I
5,
so
6, 7, 8, 9.
of my 145 books, it was 127 different authors.
Yes. Mine are mostly all the different ones, but you just do the 9, 62 minus 9 would be different.
53,
right? I think so. Yeah. Because I don't really repeat authors that much unless I'm going to do a series, right? But I hope to finish some series next year. So maybe I'll have more repeats next year.
The cat meowed.
It'll be interesting to see if I have more repeats because of that goal that I have. So, okay. What else about authors? We were going to talk a little bit about where they were from or if they're translated, but we didn't really keep track of that one very well.
Well, I just have ones that were translated.
Okay, which ones do you have?
So translated from Swedish, obviously all the Frederick Bachmans, because I read 4 Frederick Bachman, so that's 4 translated from Swedish.
Yay.
And then I read 2 that were translated from Japanese. 2 translated from Korean, and 2 translated from French.
Nice. I read 1 translated from Swedish, the Frederick Bachman Beartown, and 1 translated from Chinese, which is the Dark Forest, and 1 translated from Korean, which is Kim Ji-young, born 1982. So, let's see.
Oh, on the phone it's the Swedish flag.
Oh.
I don't know why it's not coming up on the computer.
Storygraph is not translating the flag, but we can see. StreamYard. Sorry. StreamYard's not translating the flag. Oh, that's funny. But yay, Sweden. Ellen's from Sweden, in case anybody doesn't know that.
Woo!
Okay. Yes. Speaking of Ellen, she is doing a lovely challenge next year to read more diversely. And so I am going to try and do that with her. And I thought mine wasn't that bad, quote unquote. But if you figure it all out, then obviously I need to read more diversely too. So yeah, I thought I did better, but no, not so much. Anyway. I do really well in May because it's the Asian Readathon. That's this little clump right here. Anyway, so I hope, yes. Do you know him personally? You should go tell him hi and how great he is and what amazing books he writes. I saw a little clip of him once. I think it was on the Miles Rumpus's channel. He is hilarious. So if you haven't seen him in person, Ellen, you gotta go. And if he ever comes here in our neck of the woods, we are so there.
Yeah.
All of the book club will be there because we love him like crazy. Awesome. Okay. Next category, was that all we want to talk about with authors?
I guess so.
We are going to go to the next category, which is why, how, and what. Hopefully that makes sense. What are you thinking?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just remember what that means.
Why, how, and what means why did you read those books? How did you read those books? And what books?
Wait.
What is like, this is where we were going to talk about digital audio and print.
Oh.
And yeah.
All right.
Maybe those all don't coincide with something, but just don't worry about it. Okay.
I didn't keep track of the why.
I kept track a little bit, and the whys on here are, I did 1 review for an author. I did 5 books that were judging for a local award for books here. I did 11 book club books.
11?
Yes. It's always 11 every year because somehow 1 month doesn't get counted.
No.
The next. Don't think about it. Memoir month, maybe. I don't know.
Well, it should still be 12.
It's always 11 every year, and I read every book.
Oh, is it just because you like read it early or something?
I don't know. Don't think about it too hard. Readathon and events for like Big Book Summer and YA August and Asian Readathon and band. Oh, no, band books I did different. Stuff like that. I did 10 books for those kinds of things. I did no forced phase books this year because I kind of bagged my whole forced phase idea. And I did 2 beta reads. Let me know if anybody needs that explained. And I did 2 read along and buddy reads. I did 4 banned books, and then just for fun, 27 books that had like nothing connected to them. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Because that's what most of my books were.
Okay.
It was just random for fun, whatever I felt like reading.
You weren't participating in stuff.
Except for the book club book each month.
Did you read every book club book?
Yes.
So 11 or 12?
I don't know. I didn't count. I mean, I guess I read Remarkably Bright Creatures in December of 2023, so maybe it was 11
Okay.
for book club.
And then I kept track of books like that I borrowed 6 from the library, which that number seems so low.
I only borrowed 1 from the library.
Really? You're talking print.
Yes.
But
Jessica's here.
oh, Jessica? Woohoo. I was like looking at the door.
Oh.
Woohoo, Jessica just walked in. Yay.
Ah,
Whoa.
wow. Yeah, that's some weird. Okay.
Anyways.
Oh, look, another Jess.
Jess Book Girl TV. Woohoo. Hi. Welcome. Okay, well, now see, I get distracted by the people.
We're talking about the library. Yes, I had 1 from the physical library.
And then, but most of your audiobooks are from Libby, right?
Most of my audios. Okay, well, 120 audiobooks were from Libby, and 9 were from YouTube. Because I listened to a lot of the classics on YouTube.
Interesting.
Because people can upload those to YouTube.
Yeah, that's cool. The other thing that, we talked about this already. 17 books on my Kindle, so ebooks, and then 31 books that I already had that I bought or owned. And then 2 books that I borrowed, and then 7 audiobooks. That's how I keep track of those things. I don't know if there's some other categories we should be marking down or not.
I don't know. I combined all of the physical. I had 17 physical that I just ended owned, even though some of them were probably yours.
Right.
Borrowed from you.
Yeah.
So 17.
I think I didn't count you. If I borrowed any of yours, I don't think I counted it either. I don't know. Okay. So that's mostly what I want to talk about there. Then should we move on to genres?
Sure.
Okay.
Or categories
and genres. Let's move on to categories and genres.
This one's gonna be
It'll
take a while.
It's a little snowman on it.
Does anyone like my shirt? Anyone know what it is?
Jessica P does. Yep.
Yep.
You know that much.
My new favorite hoodie.
Okay. Where were we?
Categories.
Gilmore Girls.
Okay, so
Ellen knows Gilmore Girls.
Woohoo! We separate categories and genres. Categories are more like overarching things that the genres go into. Yeah.
So middle grade and a young adult are categories, not genres.
Right. Adult, young adult, middle grade. I also put classics there.
Okay.
Because classics.
We had this discussion last year, I think, and I said classics were a genre.
Really? But I mean.
But some classics are.
There are horror classics. There are other normal
fantasy classics. There are romance classics.
So you can't say that classics is a genre.
You're right. You are so right. Next year I'm going to do it different.
Okay.
Don't let me forget. Audience?
What?
What? We must have missed something. Okay. I read 22 adult books. Sorry.
Wait, what?
22 young adult books, 36 adult books, and 4 middle grades.
I read,
And 1 classic. Where's my classics? Where's my 1 classic?
only one.
This is why I'm challenging myself to read at least 6 this year. It's called the Classic 6 Challenge.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Oh, audience.
It's the audience
Yes.
that the book is
Yes.
for. Okay. Yeah.
Or what they're
That makes
marketed to. Yeah, people have used that too. The audience that they're for, they're marketed to. Exactly. Okay, I get what you're saying now, Ellen. Sorry, we're being a little slow.
Okay, so I read 102 adult books, but I didn't really count like nonfiction as any of them.
So they're separate?
They're just not there.
Oh, interesting.
So these numbers don't add up to my total number because I didn't really count.
I counted the nonfiction, I think, because
I only
the
counted
memoirs are all adult, pretty much.
fiction.
Self-help books.
So 102 adult, 24 young adult, 4 middle grade, and 14 classics.
Oh my word.
I already did your challenge.
Yay.
Times 2.
Was that something you on purpose tried to do this year? Or just accidentally?
I just felt like reading classics.
There might be, okay, so if we talk about years published, I guess I could actually consider that maybe 3 of them were classics if we use 1975 as a year. They were You Have Too Many to List, but mine were The Trial and also Fahrenheit 451. And I don't know what this 1975 book is. Anybody cares? They're having a discussion about Frederick Bachman on the comment section. Yes. He is. I feel like Frederick Bachman is the author that definitely knows how to do characters. Like, I don't know if anybody does characters better than than he does. Lots of 14 classics, yes. Maybe when I do my classic challenge, we can have you come back on and talk about all your classics that you've read lately. So,
Okay.
Okay. What else? What else on the genres?
Well, then the actual genres, I've condensed mine a lot compared to last year.
Okay.
Should I show my blanket?
Sure.
Because this kind of goes along with my blanket.
Okay. Blanket time.
Blanket time. Okay.
It's show and tell.
So I crochet, for those of you that don't know, and in 2024, I made a book blanket. So each. Okay.
Just throw it up here.
Ugh.
Okay. So each row.
Each row represents a book, and the color is the genre, and the different stitch is my rating. So when I added up my stats this year, I basically just did the genres that I considered them for my blanket, which was eight
different genres.
Yeah.
So everybody always wants to know what's the colors. So tell us what the colors are.
Okay. So, so green is literary fiction / historical, I guess, which I had 32.
Historical?
Well, 32 literary. And then there was one historical that I just included in that. So yeah, that's all the green. And then the gray, like this gray, is horror, which I had 27.
See all the gray in it.
This is really hard to hold it up right like this.
But we're doing okay.
So the gray, there's 27 horror, and then the orange is thriller, and there's 21, and then fantasy is purple, and there's 16. White is nonfiction, and there's 16. 7 of those were memoirs. Yellow is mystery, and there's 14. Pink is romance, and there's 13. Blue, like this blue, I considered it sci-fi, but then, like,
Thriller.
what?
No, thrillers, right?
No, thrillers are different. I considered this blue sci-fi, but then when I was going through my books at the end of the year, I was like, these are mostly just dystopian. So, now, I don't know. The blue is like sci-fi / dystopian, and there was 1 speculative. Anyway, there was 5 dystopian and 1 speculative, but those are all the blue. Anyway, that's my book blanket that I crocheted.
Thanks for all the comments on the blanket. I just clicked through them so everybody could see it. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Are you going to do one for this year? Did you decide?
Probably not. At least not for this extent. Maybe I'll do something smaller, like the snake.
Oh yeah, I said the snake.
You sent me the snake thing.
I sent you the snake thing. That would be fun. So my genres are, I divide them out from YA category, from the categories. Okay. So in the YA category, I read 12 contemporary or realistic fiction, romance. I read 4 science fiction and fantasy, 1 historical fiction, and 5 graphic novels from the YA category. And then the genres from the middle grade category, 2 fantasy, 1 graphic novel, 1 contemporary. From the adult category, I read 5 historical fiction, 8 science fiction and fantasy, 1 dystopian.
You combined those?
Yes, because a lot of times people do that. Science fiction and fantasy. SF and S. Sci-fi thing. Yeah. And then 1 dystopian, which I counted Fahrenheit 451 as that. And then 3 romances, 6 literary fiction, 6 memoirs.
Only 6 literary fiction?
Yes. That I counted as that anyway. And then 6 memoirs, 5 other nonfiction, the 1 classic, which was The Trial that I counted as a classic, and then 1 mystery.
Didn't you say Fahrenheit 451?
Yeah, but I counted it in the dystopian category.
Okay, see, it's a dystopian classic.
Exactly.
So it's a classic.
So 2 classics. One of them was dystopian. One of them was, I don't know what you call The Trial. That is the worst book I've ever read. Yeah, who knows what that book is. So, and 1 mystery. The Unwedding. Mysteries aren't my favorite, so I don't really read a whole lot of those. Okay, those are my genres. Anybody else want to chime in with the genres that they read?
Or what? What you know that your most read genre was if you don't know your numbers.
Yeah, or your favorites. Your favorite genres that you know you read a lot of, or your unfavorite, like I just told you, mysteries is mine, so I had 1.
Unfavorite. That was a good word.
I make up words a lot. 1 unfavorite. You need to count classics as a separate data thingy this year, yes.
Yes.
Especially if I'm going to read like a whole big 6 of them or something. Then I'm going to be so overwhelmed with trying to figure out how to categorize those classics. For sure. Oh my goodness. I made a stack of my pile of possibilities over there. Soon I will make a video about the classics that I might read from this year. I know everybody will be waiting for that video, like, you know. Okay, let's not go there. Okay. Anyone? Contemporary, fantasy myth, and sci-fi. Yes, that sounds about right from what I watched of your video the other day.
By contemporary, do you mean like romance or like literary fiction? type stuff?
Probably like literary fiction, because Ellen does not read romance.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that.
Robin reads a lot of fantasy. I do too. I like fantasy a lot. She said no
No.
and yes.
Yes.
Oops. Yes. And domestic thrillers for Jessica, which we had a discussion about when I was at her house the other day. Which
Domestic thrillers are good.
they're not my favorite either.
Oh.
So we are total opposite pages on what's fun these days to read. Total opposite pages.
Hat pages.
Exactly. Okay. Have we beat that one down yet?
Sure.
Woo! Jessica thought it was funny anyway. We're going to switch over to stats. I mean,
Yahoo!
we are doing ratings. I meant to say ratings.
Rating stats.
Jess Book Girl TV says contemporary fiction. Do you want to elaborate on that? Because contemporary gets so.
It's very broad.
It just means it's not historical, and it's not
modern day.
It's modern day. It's not historical, and it's not in the future.
It's contemporary.
It's contemporary. Hopefully we'll get that in our heads one of these days. Okay, ratings.
Yahoo!
How many books did you rate 5 stars?
18.
18. I rated 12 5 stars. How many did you rate 4 stars?
Well, what about 4.5?
How many did you rate 4.5?
11.
1, 3. 4.
4 stars. 74.
Mine's 31. It's also my biggest group.
Yeah, 4 stars like my default.
That's because 4 stars means you really liked it. It wasn't one of your toppest, bestest books, but you still really liked it, right?
Yeah.
Not historical for Jess Book Girl. Not your thing. Kind of like the thrillers and the mysteries aren't my thing either. Yeah, I get it.
All right. Do you have any 3.5?
3.5. 1. I'm still not in the mode of doing halves. So
yeah, I try not to, but like if it's something that's like I really can't decide
between a 3
whether
and a 4.
it's a 3 and a 4, then 3, 4, 5. So I have 8, 3.5.
Okay, how about 3s?
22.
15 for me on that one.
And 2.5.
I didn't do 2.5.
I have 3 2.5s and 7 2
7
stars.
2s. Wow, I have 1 2-star and 1 1-star.
I have 2 1-stars.
Wow. And one of them is Good Omens.
Yeah.
Good Omens and
the Saturday Night Ghost Club.
was it really stupid or something?
Yeah.
There was no ghosts, if I remember right. Let's see. 14 5 stars. 68.
You read 68?
Nice. Most
Wow.
are 4 stars also, yep. You're going to have to tell us what those 14 are one of these days.
Yeah.
Or if you want to list them here in comments, whatever you feel like. Because we're going to tell you ours, right?
Yeah, we'll at least tell you our 5 stars.
My takeaways from doing these stats before we go on to that part is that I need to read more classics, which is why I'm hosting a challenge called the Classic 6. There's a page on Storygraph if you want to go join it, which is to read 6 classics this year, like one every couple months, which I feel like is very doable. So hopefully I can do that. And then I also saw that I read tons more nonfiction, which I really enjoyed. So I love adding that more to my list. And I also noticed that YA contemporary romance / whatever else you call that is fluffy books, my favorite still. And 7 audiobooks, which was up for me. We talked about that. And graphic novels. I really enjoyed the graphic novel series I read this year, and I want to read some more graphic novels and maybe some manga.
Manga!
And I need to figure out what manga to start with.
We have like the first 4 Death Notes.
You said Death Note is the manga to start with, right?
I mean, I like it. We have like the first 4. I haven't read past that because we only have the first 4. I don't know where they are.
And how many are there? Like hundreds?
There's like 20.
Oh, I feel like there's like so much more. Between 4 and 5 is your favorite go-to spot, just but girl. Yeah, that's kind of how I was. I'm trying to be less generous these days with my stars, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, we thought we would show real quick our what time is that? We're doing pretty good.
We 10 minutes into an hour, that would probably be
That'd be pretty good. So let's just say real quick what our 5 stars were.
And
I mean, yeah,
these aren't
5
in
stars.
order.
Just go through your stuff.
Okay. Well, okay, so I have a stack of books that I found physically, but some of them we don't have. So one of my 5 stars was The Measure by Nikki Ehrlich.
And this one was like a
Speculative fiction.
no. I was going to say that this one was almost a 5 star for me. I don't think I quite gave it a 5 star. I don't know why. Like an honorable mention for me,
A 4.5.
maybe. I don't know what my 4.5 is.
Sounds good. And then I have the entire Beartown series by Frederick Bachman, of course. We all love him, except you're not enjoying this one.
Well, I loved Beartown. I loved Anxious People. I loved a man called Uva.
Uva,
And
which I also read.
I loved the Grandma Sorry one. And anyway, I loved all those, but I'm having a struggle with
With the second one.
this one.
Anyway, I loved all of these. These are all 5 stars for me. Beartown, Us Against You, and The Winners.
So I'm going to read the winners. That's why I got to get through this one because I have this one ready to go. So I have to read them. It has to happen.
Jessica just said, have you read Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty? Not yet. It's on the
over
shelf
there,
right there.
waiting for us
But
both.
that was a nice segue because my next 2 5 stars were Alice Forgot and Big Little Lies by Leanne Moriarty.
Leanne
Moriarty.
Leanne.
She is also amazing. Love her books.
Yes, we will be reading Here One Moment real soon, hopefully.
Also, I read A Man Called Uva, Frederick Bachman this year, 5 stars. Piranesi.
If we talk about Piranesi, Ellen's going to go off on us. Is she still here? She might have left. Anyways,
Why?
she loves it so much.
Oh, yay!
She loves it so much that every prompt and tag and everything, it's always Piranesi is always the answer.
Well, 5 stars.
5 stars. I reread Piranesi and I gave it like 4. I don't know why. I might have given it 5 the first go round and 4 the second go round.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
The House in the Cerulean Sea. Very cozy. Very good.
Are you going to read the second one?
Yeah, eventually.
We have the second one of this one over there too.
Have I told you this already by Lauren Graham?
You get that one 5 stars.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bird Box by Josh Mallerman.
Maybe you should leave this one here for me so I can try and read it.
Okay.
I'm scared of it.
We have 2 copies now, so you can probably just keep it. And this was the reread, The Passengers by John Mars. The first time I read this, I gave it 4 stars, and the second time, I gave it 5 stars.
So Ellen says she loves all of these so far, so you guys are really on the same page. You should start watching Ellen's channel more often, Tori.
And then...
Have you read The Passengers, Ellen?
Real quick, the ones that I do not have physically. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Snow Globe by So Young Park. That was really interesting. A nonfiction called Platonic is about how to make friends. I'm really bad at that. So, One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. The Late Comer by Jean I don't know how to say that. Jean Honk Corlett sounds really good. If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And that's it.
I've not heard of it. You found some interesting books. Yes, Just But Girl TV. Yes, I agree that Bachman can take a serious subject and make it funny or make it very relatable. Um, like, like, yeah,
Mhm.
he's so
And
good.
a serious subject to make it funny, like in A Man Called Uva.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, One
One
True
True Love.
Loves was really good.
And yes, the ones that are just there too. Okay.
All right,
you
your
gotta get
turn.
rid of the
Oh,
stack
okay.
that you put in front of me.
I'll get rid of it.
Okay, so I have a few here. I did a reread of Eleanor and Park and loved it as much the second time around as I did the first time around. So I got 5 stars still. And I also read When My Name Was Kyoko by Linda Sue Park about the Japanese occupation in Korea, kind of a middle grade, kind of borders middle grade YA audience for this one. Remarkably Bright Creatures. I read it at the beginning of the year for book club and loved it. Everyone loves this book. This Woven Kingdom, I read this year. 5 stars. James, everyone's loving this one too, and I agree with them. 5 stars. And also, I have Tree Table Book, the cover of it, because Jenny has the book that's inside of it. This one's also a 5 stars read for me. And
Do you have your list of what you don't have at the moment?
what I don't have, let's see. Yes, somewhere. Let's see, what else did I give 5 stars to that I don't have? The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I didn't find that one. It's downstairs somewhere. I didn't grab it. We Were Dreamers by Simu Liu. 5 stars. And let's see, what's that one? Overlap by Trevor Peterson. That was a great, well-researched book about how to be happy. When I got that one, and then I got that one, and Demon Copperhead, because I read that on the ebook. That one's 5 stars for sure. Did you finish reading that one?
I did. I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah. Project Hail Mary.
I really want to read that.
So good. So good. Did you like it, Robin? Did you like This Woven Kingdom? Hopefully you liked it and lived up to my gushing about it. Hopefully Project Hail Mary will live up to my gushing for anybody who reads that one.
I've heard nothing but good things about Project Hail Mary.
Yeah. And then I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue on my Kindle.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Wait, that was a library book, not my Kindle, so I don't have it.
Did you like it?
I did 5 stars.
Oh. I didn't really.
You didn't realize that one happened?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that's it, I think, on my list. Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
Water
bottle.
Robin says, yes, I finished the second one just this past week I read These Infinite Threads, and now I got to find number 3. But number 4 is not out yet. So that's a problem. Project Hail Mary, the audiobook.
The thing is that it's not on Libby. At least not in our library system.
Bye, Jess. Thanks for coming. See you out there in the booktube world. Yes.
Ellen said that she hasn't read any of your 5 stars.
What? Oh gosh.
I like how she liked all of mine, and she hasn't read any of yours.
I think we are a little bit different on our reading loves. That's pretty funny. This Woven Kingdom. Well, it'll be interesting to see what you think of This Woven Kingdom. It's a YA romantasy, if that. Hopefully that won't make you not want to read it. But Project Hail Mary on audio.
On Audible.
But
then you have to buy it.
Yeah, it might be worth buying.
Maybe.
Actually.
Everyone says that the audiobook is really good.
Because they acted out or something, yeah?
I don't know. Why is the audiobook good?
Can you say why it's good without spoilers?
Yeah.
Huh? Okay. Anyways. Here's my books. Okay. All right. Is there any other miscellaneous comments and things that we want to talk about?
Well, tell us your favorite books. Your favorite 5 stars. What were your 5 stars?
I just did.
No, them.
Oh, them. You're talking to. Okay.
I'm talking to
I forget.
the audience.
Our huge audience. Okay. So yes, people, tell us what your favorite books were. What did you get 5 stars this year? We'll wait. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Ellen, you are the only one that thinks so. I am pretty sure. At least we have one fan. Oh my gosh, we are so. I told you it was going to be chaotic.
Go as a river.
It was a river.
I haven't heard of that.
That's the one I put on my to be read list because she talked about that a lot.
Hmm.
All My Rage. That was great, wasn't it? Yes. Remarkably Bright Creatures, This Woman Kingdom. Me and Jessica are on the same page.
I have What I Almost Forgot and Remarkably Bright Creatures.
House of Leaves, The Lost World, and maybe Piranesi. Did you finish it or
Yeah.
what?
He did.
Oh, he just can't decide. Maybe Piranesi. Piranesi, I would say, should go on your list. I'm voting for it. House of Leaves, I haven't finished. I will weigh in on that one with you this next year because.
You'll finish it this
Do you
year?
think I'll finish it?
Maybe.
My Lady Jane, just the audiobook. The audio. Why did you read it, Jessica?
The audiobook. Well, what was the one that we read for book club?
I can't remember them all. I don't know.
My
Contrary Mary.
I listened to the audiobook with that one, and the narrator is really funny. That's probably why. I read The Push.
I think we should do the push for book club.
That's a good idea since everyone talks about it all the time. I read it also.
I haven't read it.
I gave it 4 stars, but it's kind of maybe more like a 4.5. It was crazy.
Okay, here's Ellen's list. The Maiden, Sociopath, 7 husbands. I have 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo right over there on my list to maybe read.
What is sociopath?
Sounds intriguing, doesn't it?
By whom?
Oh. When the World Fell Silent by Donna Jones Allward, about the Halifax explosion in World War I. Oh, that sounds deep. And probably a little bit heart-wrenching, right? But it sounds really good. The audio is amazing for, which one are we talking about now?
The My Lady Jane.
My Lady Jane. Oh. I'm sure I remembered another one. The Thing on the Doorstep. Sounds scary.
That's H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, he could be considered classics, right? Is he classic?
Yeah. And they're all really short.
Maybe I need to try some this year. Okay. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I just won that one. Did you see my video where I talked about winning the 2 Kristen Hanna books? I'm going to have to add that to my list too. Oh my goodness, there's too many books to read. Here's Ellen's.
A memoir. I'll read that for Memoir Month.
I feel like I saw lots of people talking about that this year.
Edenbrook, The Unmaking of June Farrow. I read that one the year before.
Edenbrook is awesome, isn't it? Loved that one too. Are we still going? Do you have some more to report? I gotta get a drink. Jessica, maybe, because she had a whole list.
The audiobook of Sociopath.
Is what? Great.
It was great.
Well, you know, she'll probably do audiobooks of all the things. So, Esther Jane says more about the World War I book.
Christmas, Boston's Christmas.
Huh. Interesting. We will have to look into that one when we're in the mood for a war historical book. Sometimes I feel like we end up avoiding them sometimes. I don't know, because we read them too much. But not World War I.
That was
World War II.
Yeah.
This one was World War I.
And Burn the Ashes.
Oops. I clicked off of that one too fast. See? And you ended up reading the whole series, I think, didn't you, Jessica? So I'm going to finish it this year because I'm going to finish up some series. That's one of my goals. Finish up some series, read more classics, read more manga. What else?
More audiobooks?
I don't know if I'll do more audiobooks. Do you have any goals?
No.
No goals. Just read and listen, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, is there anything else we want?
There was a goal that I thought about, and now I don't remember.
Oh, one other goal. Diversity. Ellen reminded us.
Mm.
Diversity in our reading, which is a fun and great thing to do.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's kind of going along with that. I had an idea of like trying to read a book translated from more different languages. Because I tend to always do like Japanese and Korean,
Mm-hmm.
and then like Swedish because of Frederick Bachman. But like,
so like,
because like, you know, we tend to hear about a lot of the popular books that are English, written in English. But like, there are tons of countries out there that have books that are popular.
exactly.
But we don't hear about them because they're not in English.
Exactly. Which is exactly what Ellen's goal is for her thing that she's doing.
Yeah.
See, it's over here. Did you see this?
No.
You should look at it. Okay. One more in the series of Ember in the Ashes. There's 4, right? So you got to do the 4th one. I have book 3 and book 4 waiting for me right over there on the shelf. So, yeah, well, we should think about what are some books from other countries that have been translated that we want to do.
Mm-hmm. If I had ammunition that exploded.
Boston Christmas Tree, and you'll see it in their square. Oh, interesting. I went to Boston last year. I didn't know anything about that. Crazy. Sounds like a crazy story. All right. Should we be done?
Yeah, that's probably good.
I think that's about good. We just went a little teeny bit over an hour. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully we didn't skip something we meant to talk about. And we hopefully let you guys participate a little bit. I keep forgetting to say, and what do you think? But if anybody else has any final thoughts about their reading year and what they plan to do next year, let us know real quick before we sign off.
You mean this year? Last year and this
last year. They're reading from last year and their goals for this year. Yeah. So it's going to be fun.
Take another look at my blanket.
Should we sign off with a blanket in our faces? Put it both around. It's both right here. All right. What are you guys going to crochet this year?
Does anyone else crochet?
Thanks for watching, everyone. You did great. You tried to. I skipped Jenny. Oh, I thought I got her. Diversity and challenges, including my chat. That's her goals for the year. Yes, you should. You should try Storygraph or the spreadsheet.
We both have a spreadsheet.
I haven't really done spreadsheets much, but
this is my spreadsheet.
The spreadsheet was actually really easy to do. So
you gotta keep with it throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
Because doing it all at the end of the year is difficult.
Thanks for watching, Ellen, and everyone else. Jenny, Robin, Esther, Jane, Jessica, Hunter. Who else was here? If you were here and didn't comment, thanks for lurking. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.